Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 6 of my 1.5 versus 6 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against a team of 6 Emperor AI, although I do have one AI teammate on Lord difficulty. In this series, I'm playing as the Goblin Rogue, Gnulsa Nightstar. In our last episode, we brought a number of cities actually into our empire fully rather than just having them as vassals. I believe we incorporated Lilac, and I think we also brought in Edinburgh, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so I believe we absorbed both cities. They're now full members of our empire, and we're in the process of kind of working on upgrading the cities and bringing them up to speed so we can start using them to their full potential. We also ventured into the Shadow Realm for the first time here, and you can see that our Necromancer and his army. So again, Nero Damien is our Necromancer hero, and he's now in the Shadow Realm, and he's doing some exploring there. So we've kind of broken the ice there. We've pushed into the Shadow Realm, and we're going to see what we can find there in this series. Okay, now, before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some fantastic comments on the previous episode. The first of those set of comments is from Insert Username. Now, Insert pointed out that I acquired a quiver with, I believe it was with Gnulsa. And let's just see if we can find Gnulsa. Oh yeah, here's Gnulsa. I was going to say we were sending Gnulsa over across to the other island. So Gnulsa... Ooh, actually, I'm not sure where that quiver ended up. You know what? Let's jump around, because I know I acquired it in the last episode. Okay, and it's with the Necromancer. So what Insert is pointing out is that this quiver that buffs range damage would probably actually be the most beneficial on my Sorcerer hero. And I think that's actually a pretty good point. And the reason for that is because we're eventually going to have things like Inflict Stun and all of these other upgrades that will go nicely with ranged attacks. And so I think that item would actually be really beneficial for Beneaths. And if we jump back, it also inflicts bleeding. So pretty powerful. Again, it is decent for my Necromancer, but it really doesn't provide any, special benefit for Nero at all. So I think we will send this over to... the only thing is it's 4 turns to get there. I almost don't know if it's worth sending, but I'm going to think about that one. But I do agree with Insert that it's probably better with my Sorcerer hero. It's just, I don't know if I really want to wait 4 turns to send it. But regardless, I think that's a good point. Insert also pointed out that any cadavers that I produce here using Nero are going to be infantry units. And as infantry, they will benefit from some of the upgrades that I get as a rogue. I believe one of those upgrades actually gives some of my units backstab. So that will really improve my cadavers as well. The next set of comments here is from Ivan Engel. Ivan pointed out that when I have extra research, and I had this situation actually came up in the last episode, and I didn't really manage it as well as I could have. Ivan pointed out that when I have extra research, I could actually apply it to a particular, so let's just look here. So for example, let's say I had some banked knowledge income here, and I could apply it right away. Like let's say one of these ones that takes 2 turns, I could apply that, pick it, and then immediately switch back to the other one if I didn't want to do, like let's say Insight Revolt here. So I could apply the built up knowledge, take off a turn, and then flip back and switch my research target back to something else that I actually wanted, but that banked knowledge that I spent into this will actually be saved. And I kind of didn't realize that, and it's always easy to forget that because it's not super clear when you're dealing with research. So I realize that might be a little bit confusing, but if that comes up in this episode, I'll maybe try and show you kind of what Ivan means there, because Ivan's actually making a really good point. The next set of comments here is from Albtrom. Albtrom just wanted to kind of shout out a previous comment, and I can't remember who it was exactly, but Albtrom just wanted to kind of chip in another reminder that there are going to be situations where it's actually a good idea to send resources to my ally. So in this last episode, I had maxed out mana at one point, and I ended up kind of just wasting some of it, and it would have probably been better to actually send it over to my teammate over here. So we have Larissa Mirabilis, who is a human sorcerer, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just see, where is she? Her stack. Ah, here she is. Oh, no, that's a necromancer. So I actually don't know where she is. Anyway, she's around here somewhere. But in any case, it would be beneficial to perhaps send some of my resources to her if I have extras. Because, again, it is nice to try and boost up my teammate, even though, again, I'm not really going to be relying on them. And remember, I have the condition in this game that I need to protect my teammate. If they die, I'm going to consider that as sort of like a partial failure. So that's another mitigating factor there. Albtrom also pointed out that I should be careful exploring the surface. So I've gotten pretty wild and crazy with my exploration, although maybe not as much as I could have, but I've explored quite wide, and I've discovered a number of different structures out here and cities that I've brought in as vassals. But I do need to be careful exploring on the surface, because if I go too far, I could potentially encounter some of my opponents before I'm ready to do so. And once I encounter my opponents, they're most likely going to start attacking me and also trying to disjunct some of my strategic spells. So Albtrom is just kind of reminding me that I need to watch out for that. So exploring is good, but I need to be sort of careful with it, and that it might be actually better to focus more on the underground and the Shadow Realm, as generally speaking, I'm less likely to encounter one of my opponents there. So just a good reminder there from Albtrom. And then finally, a comment here from Albtrom that is just about when I have a small city, and a good example might be, okay, in this situation here, so with Pamphlet, if I don't have anything to produce with the city, it might actually be beneficial, rather than doing, rather than producing merchandise, it might actually be better to produce housing and increase the growth rate of the city such that it's then going to expand more quickly, especially if I'm waiting on bringing certain structures in. Like, for example, as this city grows, I'm going to get a crystal tree and eventually an ancient ruin, and as well, probably this lost library. So again, there's a bit of an incentive with really small cities. If merchandise doesn't really give me a ton of extra gold income, then it might be worth actually doing housing instead. So good reminder there from Albtrom. Merchandise isn't always the default choice, kind of the best choice. A comment here from Marcus Heron. Marcus responded to Albtrom's point regarding exploring the surface. And again, Marcus pointed out that since my ally is the one that's going to be exploring as well, in a way it doesn't really matter if I explore the surface. And I think, again, as I sort of said before, I think Marcus makes a great point there. That said, I might still want to be a little bit cautious on the surface, but if my ally encounters the opponents, then I've encountered them too. So either way, it kind of doesn't really matter. Marcus also said that I could set up a fort near the throne, and there's actually two possible locations for it. So one of them is down here, as this would probably be a decent spot for a new city eventually, because I don't think, even with, if we build we're already at a city, so we're going to grow to a metropolis here and have one extra tile here, and then if we also build our stone wall, so we're gonna increase our domain by at least 2, but we're still not going to encompass these mines. So possibly a fort down here, maybe even eventually a city. And then there's another spot here with some gold mines out to the side. Now, I believe I'll actually bring this one into the fold here with 2 expansions. So again, one from the city growing and one from the stone wall. But again, I could conceivably build a fort here. In any case, I think it would be a good idea to get a builder going in the near future so that I at least have that option moving forward. So just a general kind of good reminder there for Marcus to get a builder going soon. Marcus also pointed out that when I chose, I believe in the last episode, I chose to do, let's just see. Yeah, I chose Corrupted Killers as one of my research choices. And Marcus pointed out that this probably wasn't the wisest choice. And I actually agree with him in retrospect. And the reasoning for this is that this upgrade benefits my scoundrels, but I'm probably not going to be producing a ton of scoundrels at this point. I've kind of already got to the point where I'm probably going to be working on producing tier 2 and maybe even tier 3 units very soon. So this probably isn't really going to matter that much. So again, I agree with Marcus there. That ended up maybe not being the most efficient use of my my knowledge and my research. So just a good reminder there. And then finally, the last comment here from Marcus is that when I go to raid a lost library, as I did in the last episode here, if we jump down, So I think we raided this one with Nero's stack. When I raid this Lost Library, we have a chance, obviously, if we clear it, we're going to get one of our research choices is going to get completed. But the one that we're currently working on is not one that can get completed. So if we have something we're working on that we would really like to finish, especially something that's kind of expensive in terms of taking longer turns, it might be worth switching off of it to something else, doing the Lost Library, and if we don't get it, then just switching back. That way we at least have it on the table as a possibility. So really, really good point there from Marcus. As always, a big thank you to everybody for the fantastic comments. They are extremely appreciated, and there's tons of good insight there. And there were some really, really good back and forth discussions in the comments. I love to see those from you guys. So, again, huge thank you. Okay, so let's get into this one, this episode, I should say, as we have quite a bit to do. And we kind of left it right in the middle of our turn in the last episode. So let's see if we can pick right up and sort of keep moving. So we did have our cadaver here, and I'm going to send our cadaver down into the Shadow Realm here. Now, I may not actually be able to catch up to Nero necessarily, but what I could do is use this cadaver as a scout. Again, it's, if I don't get the cadaver in with Nero soon, he's going to kind of wither and die. But you know what? He actually makes a decent scout because he's cheap, and if he ends up dying, it doesn't really matter. So I think that's what we'll do with him. Now, as for Nero, I think we're going to head over here because this is going to improve our vision range if we're able to clear out this watchtower. Ooh, and it looks like maybe a city or a dwelling here, so let's see if maybe we can make contact and try to make a new vassal, perhaps. But before we do that, let's clear out this watchtower. Okay, so we're up against just some standard human units here. Some human long swordsmen and some human swordsmen. Now, we do have, yes, we have lesser reanimate undead. So if either our pony rider or our cheetah go down, we can revive them. However, if our wyverns die, we won't be able to revive them. So we want to make sure that we keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bait them into... Well, not really bait them. I'm going to leave my pony rider there to basically get attacked if they want. And then I'm going to let them come to me. Okay, there we go. We got lucky, which is great. Mitigates the damage. And Nero, yeah, we are leaving that that shield quiver item with Nero for now. So let's attack there. Meanwhile, we can... Again, we can probably... Yeah, we can go after this swordsman and probably just get the kill, to be perfectly honest. Or at least do some major damage here. And then let's kind of step up with the cheetah. Do this. And then, you know what? Let's protect Nero here with our wyverns. Okay, and our pony rider took some major damage, but thankfully we have heal undead, so we could step over and heal our pony rider. Alternatively, we could create a cadaver as well, so kind of a couple of choices there. The cadaver wouldn't be so bad, as that would give us another unit to use kind of to scout and maybe even add into the stack if we really wanted. So, yeah, you know what? I think with one of our wyverns, we're going to just come in. Actually, here, let's get the flank kill with our cheetah. Perfect. Now we've just got this swordsman who needs to die. So, we could raise the corpse. Let's see, how's our... Yeah, our cheetah's in good shape. So, again, we do want to heal up the pony rider, that's for sure. But, you know what, I would like the cadaver, so we're going to do that. We'll flank here. Ooh, nice big damage there. We actually got the kill. That's perfect. Okay, and so what I'm expecting is that the pony rider's going to heal over time as the turn flips over from the heal undead. So we should be okay. And yeah, now we've got another cadaver. So again, we can use that as a scout if we want. Got a little bit better vision range. It didn't really open much up for us in terms of anything we didn't already kind of know. But I suppose we could at least head over, make contact. You know what? What we'll do is we'll send just one wyvern over to do that. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so it's a dragon dwelling, it looks like. We are going to negotiate. They want to open borders and have a peace treaty, and I will happily accept that. And then let me know when you're ready to talk. So these dwellings require quite a bit of gold to bring into the fold, as we've... In the last episode, this giant dwelling wanted to make an alliance, and of course that was kind of expensive for us. So I think, in terms of gold, so we may not be able to bring them in right away, but we're going to try. In the meantime, I think what we'll do is we'll just group everybody up here. And I'll leave the cadaver on its own. The cadaver could go, you know, kind of do some more scouting up this way, or join in with the stack, kind of either way. But these are so cheap to make, because all they do is take a little bit of mana for upkeep. So it doesn't cost me much to produce them, so might as well do it. And that's going to do it for the Shadow Realm. So now let's jump back to the surface. And of course, we have another Grimbeak Crow ready to go here, so we have to decide where we want to summon that. Gnulsa can start moving across the water, so let's do that. We want to probably just get to land here. So we'll step over and we can land. Next turn, we can do this battle right here and fight these human units. So we've got a human knight, human outrider, and then a bunch of long swords. And this is for a trading post, so we can attack them and see what kind of damage we can do there. Meanwhile, underground, we've got our crow here ready to continue exploring. So last time we made some friends underground. Now the question, do I want to maybe go in the water, or do I want to head down the road here? I'm thinking the water is probably safer, as we've got roaming units all over the place, so yeah, let's just keep going in the water. And then... Oh, and look, okay, here's why I couldn't find Larissa. She's underground. So she's starting to explore underground over there. And I think we have another... Yeah, here he is. I was going to say we have another scout underground. So let's keep heading over this way. Oh, and here we've got a... This is a draconian village. I will happily open borders and have a peace treaty. And then let me know when you're ready to talk. So that'll be a couple of turns, and then we might be able to bring them into the fold. We've got some mana here that we could go pick up. Ooh, and we've got some roaming units. That's going to be annoying. So, you know what? Let's maybe head up this way. We don't really desperately need the mana crystals right now, so we'll kind of move away from these units, although they might still come over and try to attack me. The Shock Serpent's going to be able to move across the water unimpeded, so I suspect we may come under attack there. So again, the giants, quite expensive to bring them in. We don't have enough gold right now, so we'll hold off on that. So again, now we could summon... I suppose we could summon the crow in the Shadow Realm, but I think I'd rather have it on the surface here. Again, we have to be careful of exploring the surface, but I think we'll be okay. You know what? Let's head this stack up here. We can clear... Oh, and look at this. Okay, so we've got a spawning structure, which would be really good to get rid of. We've got an ancient ruin we could clear out. And we've also got... We were thinking about maybe heading underground eventually with that group, but... I think we were... Yeah, we were sending over a unit with tunneling, this half-breed, over there to assist eventually. So... Now, I have to decide, do I want to try the ruins now, or do I want to maybe go clear this out and then come back? We've also got, it looks like a city or a dwelling to make contact with, so... This might be one of those situations where I could actually summon the crow here just for the battle, and then send the crow off as a scout afterwards. Oh yeah, I think we can probably handle this. We'll have to be a little bit careful because, again, we really don't have healing. I think Beneath's now does have harmonizing energy, so we will be able to heal. Let's just double check that before we commit. Yeah, we have harmonizing energy, so we are going to be able to heal once in this battle if we want, or use Sphere of Protection, either way. So let's jump back in here. We'll have to watch out for the Berserkers. They do have charge. So, you know what? Instead of using Harmonizing Energy, it might be better to use the Sphere of Protection on perhaps our Eagle Rider and kind of use the Eagle Rider as a bit of a tank for some of the damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step the Priest up, heal the Eagle Rider. I'm going to move Beneath's back, throw Sphere of Protection onto the Eagle Rider, and then I'm going to charge right in with the Eagle Rider, I think, and basically just camp right out, more or less. Kind of like this. Camp out and just wait for the onslaught, effectively. Meanwhile, with my other units, I'm going to kind of move them into position so that they're ready to go. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Yeah, not too bad. Tanking that, no problem. Okay, that actually worked out reasonably well. So, the only problem is that used up all of our attacks, so we're going to have to try and bail out our Eagle Rider here. Alright, so let's see. We can step up and do some half-decent damage here to the Berserker. Fortunately, this Berserker is in defense mode, so that's not as ideal. Let's see, what if we charged in and attacked the Berserker over here? That's going to be a bit tricky as well. Okay, you know what we're going to do is we're going to use our Grimbeak Crows over here to flank the Apprentice, I think. Oh, and they weren't... Are they looking the other way? Did I miscalculate that? Why are we not flanking them here? Are they, like, aware or something? I'm not... Oh, they have total awareness. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, that's disappointing. Those crows are... And again, I'm probably going to lose them, which I always try not to. And, of course, that tends to happen. All right, let's... Oh, nice. We had a critical there. That's pretty good. Do some damage here. And then... You know what? Let's step back and charge in. Very nice, and we got the kill. Okay. That makes a big difference for us. Now, let's see what happens here. I'm really worried about the crows. Oof. My Eagle Rider. Oh, and the priest almost died. Thank goodness, though, we didn't lose the priest, so we should be all right now. We can kind of do cleanup here. So our Eagle Rider is in rough shape, but alive. And that's all that really matters. We're going to get a nice charge in behind here and flank the Berserker. And then we can get the kill here with our priest. Perfect. And then Beneaths can step up. And you know what? Might even be worth just doing, just doing kind of a big attack here. There we go. And then we can step up like this. And do a wing beat. And get the kill. Perfect. So unfortunately our Eagle Rider took a lot of damage, but we did clear it out and we didn't lose anybody, which is the most important thing. And our Eagle Rider is now silver medal and our Warg Rider is now gold medal. So, ooh, and look at this. Okay, we've got a club, gold, and knowledge. I'm tempted to sell for the gold just so that we have enough to start bringing more people in, but I do kind of want the extra knowledge. You know what? I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to sell it for gold, and the reason I'm going to sell it for gold is because I want to bring in some of these extra vassals. So we'll sell that, and you know what? We can bring those giants in now. So let's find the giants, where I believe their dwelling is somewhere around here. I could have sworn it was... This is the Archon Revenants. Maybe is it down here? Nope. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Let's do it. It's pretty expensive, but they're now our vassal. Good thing, too. It looked like someone was doing a quest for them to kill these dragons, so... that's good. And then let's pop back up to the surface here. Okay, we can start casting another spell. Iron Grip's going to make a big difference, so let's throw that on a couple of our cities. Just improve our city's happiness, basically. That's a really big benefit to us. Okay, now we did have a Brew Brother that was produced in Lilac here. This Brew Brother we were sending over to perhaps help out with Gnulsa. So let's do that. We'll kind of just head over there. And then this one, I have to decide what to do. Might be worth kind of starting another army, maybe, just to kind of have a fighting force on the mainland here. So I suppose we could start kind of doing that with the Brew Brother. Maybe adding in a few more units or something like that. I'm not exactly sure where would be best to send him, though. I guess another option would be to actually send him into the Shadow Realm to join in with my Undead stack. And the reason for that is because Nourishing Meal will actually heal Undead and living units. So you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Let's maybe do that. So we'll send this guy to the Shadow Realm. It's going to take him a little while to get there, but I think that'll be worth it. All right, so now let's do our research choice. Got some options here. Irregular training. All irregulars undergo special training, causing newly produced irregular units to gain an additional rank. You know what? At this point, I would really like to just keep going down the production pipeline here and get closer to having my tier 3 kind of endgame units. So yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We'll produce the Bard. Let's do our production. Again, we don't have a ton of gold left. So in this situation, it might be nice to just do merchandise for now. Kind of let that gold build up a little more. And again, we're going to be bringing in more vassals to our empire, I'm pretty sure. We'll end the turn there. So now we're going to have to decide where do we want to throw Iron Grip. Where's that going to be most beneficial for us? Maybe our human city. Again, this is it's pretty happy already, so maybe we should look at a city that's less happy. Would benefit a little more. Goblins are quite happy. Oof. Our halflings are extremely happy. Yeah, so we'll have to decide, because again, that extra 300 happiness to the city is going to improve their production and their income, so we want to get some benefit out of that, that's for sure. Now, as for Larissa, looks like, yeah, Larissa has some units up by one of my vassals up there. And then let's see if she went any further underground. She's got her main stack underground now. She's got a Phantasm Warrior out here, kind of just off by himself in the water, so I guess using that as an expensive scout. I'm not exactly sure. I'm really excited to get Gnulsa onto the mainland here and just start clearing out structures. Okay, Beneath's coming under attack from some Lost Souls. We'll have to be careful as a few of our units are in rough shape. And I realize I forgot to send my Grimbeak Crows off as scouts. So that was actually a mistake. I didn't intend to leave them in the stack. I didn't want to use them as a fighting unit. I wanted to actually have them as a scout. I just summoned them in that stack because I was going to go scout that area anyway, so it sort of made sense, but that's all right. All right, so what we'll do, we'll move over with our priest, and we'll heal our Eagle Rider for a little bit of bonus health there. And then we will kind of just retreat back a little bit. We'll let these Lost Souls come to us. We back up one more. Yeah, that's just fine. So our priest can kind of go over here. Yeah, I think we're in good shape there. Okay, perfect. So our priest is going to be able to dish out a lot of damage with the spirit attack. Yeah, there it is. Big, big damage. So get the kill here. Perfect. And then Beneath's can probably get the kill as well. Very nice. And then we've got one last Lost Soul who we can do a wing beat to. And then I think we can do a charge, and yeah, we should be able to get the kill without taking any damage. Excellent. So that battle, we got a little bit of extra experience, and we had an opportunity there to do a little bit of healing with our priest to heal up our Eagle Rider just a touch. Okay, now our scout coming under attack. Unfortunately, I believe this air elemental... Ooh, I thought the air elemental actually had... Okay, I'm getting confused with... I think the regular air elemental has phase, but the lesser one doesn't. So the Wyvern, though, can fly. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to outrun them. I'm going to try it, but I just don't think I can. Not to mention that the air elemental has a ranged attack, so... Can we sit there and not take ranged? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping for. Now we're just going to have to run. Oh, and I didn't run far enough. Well, whoopsie. Again, my mistake. So yeah, we're going to lose this unit, so I'll just charge in. Yeah, definitely not my swiftest move there, but it's tough when you come under attack from a unit that has extreme mobility and a unit with a ranged attack, because it really limits your options a fair bit. Again, I could have handled that better. If I would have gone to my max distance, I might have had a chance. But I think the problem, too, is that I would have got backed into a corner. Okay, lots of things have happened here. So let's take a look. We've had an item arrive. Ooh, very nice. Okay, this is the headgear item. I believe we got this as a reward for completing our Arcane Item Forge in our throne. And this has come to Gnulsa. So what this is going to do, Nulsa's attacks are going to inflict despair, which is going to basically potentially give a unit spirit weakness for 3 turns and decrease their morale as well, which is going to improve the odds of charm working if they're hit by it. So that's really, really good for us. Oh, lots of things want to join us here. And we also have a hero that wants to join. Another necromancer wants to join us, huh? Volinara, Twin of Life. Let me see the talents here. Wow, this hero has Resurgence. Interesting, okay. You know, I wouldn't mind. I mean, again, I'm not sure I'm really excited about another Necromancer hero, although I definitely don't mind Necromancer heroes. I might have preferred like a Theocrat or something, but having Resurgence on a hero is really nice. So, yeah, you know what? I think I will accept. Now, that's going to eat into our gold quite a bit here. So now, let's look. We've got join offers here we're going to be ignoring, but then we've got some alliance proposals. So Beb Jun wants to join us, and the Archon Revenant Dwelling wants to join us. I would really like to get them, actually. So that's going to cost us 400 gold, so we need to remember that. 400 gold. Beb Jun is going to cost us 312. So, yeah, we need to scare up some funds really quickly here. All right, so Volinara, we can do her level up here. So we're going to give her Lesser Reanimate Undead, and we're also going to give her Protection from Light. There we go. All right. And you know what? That's kind of nice in a way that she ended up spawning here, because we can start building her an army and maybe use her to clear out. You know, it'd be great if we could level her up and get her to level 7 and then raid this tomb. We could try and steal a unit with Greater Reanimate Undead. So that would maybe be all right. Something to kind of keep in the back pocket for later, perhaps. Now, it looks like we've also produced our healing potion in Umboku. So even though we already do have... Now, here's the question. So, I originally was thinking about sending this item over to Gnulsa, but we now have the Brew Brother coming over to join. So, it might actually be better to send this over to Beneath's, our hero, who's kind of off by herself with her stack and doesn't really have a ton of healing. Although Beneath's does have the priest here. I'm not really sure. Again, currently Gnulsa would only have the Brew Brother, so maybe what we'll do is we'll send this to Gnulsa. You know what? Yeah, I think we'll do Gnulsa. Hopefully that's... Yeah, I mean, 2 turns, it'll get there very quickly. We can start taking advantage of it. So now let's jump into this battle. We could bring the Brew Brother along as well, perhaps. Let's see. Okay, so let's do it. We're going to engage this battle and try to perhaps recruit a unit if at all possible. We do have to be kind of careful because obviously that knight is going to be able to inflict some pretty nasty punishment if we're not careful. Thankfully, our Big Beetle's in pretty decent shape for this one, so I have a feeling we're going to need it. Okay, now let's see what kind of... Yeah, I definitely want to take advantage of the Draconian Apprentice and Firebomb. It's going to be nice to help us out a little bit. What I might want to do is kind of back up, though, and let them advance towards me just a little bit further. We have Seduction here as well, Seduce with our Nymph, so we can maybe make use of that in this one. I think what we'll do, we also have Weaken from our Blight Doctor, so we're just going to sort of retreat everybody back a little bit here. Let them step up, come a bit closer. Start moving our Brew Brothers around as well. Although I don't want them to get attacked directly because obviously they're somewhat vulnerable. I'm a little bit concerned about the Knight, to be honest. That's a lot of damage that's going to be coming at us here. Yikes. Okay, yeah, that Knight is quite scary. So, okay, we can... Oh yeah, this is a tough situation for us because of this Knight, really, is the scariest part of this whole thing. I don't really have anybody I can sort of throw up as like a sacrifice or anything like that. I do have Quick Dash to heal. Panic Attack, I mean, what are my odds of that working? Yeah, pretty low. I was going to say, if I could panic the Knight, that would be really, really nice. But pretty low odds there, especially when it's in defense mode. All right, we got to think about this. So we attack the Knight. We're basically guaranteed to lose the Big Beetle then because the units will just swarm. So we're probably going to have to try and kill off the Outrider with our Big Beetle. So let's put our Apprentice in the corner. Put some work in like this. Now, that's going to be... Let's see, if we do our maximum, we're doing 23 plus 14, so what would that be? 37 damage. That's not enough to get the kill, so we'd have to do something else. And that's only if we roll our highest, so... oh boy, this isn't ideal for me here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to lose somebody, I think, at this rate. Alright, let's... And I think I've already... Yeah, the Brew Brother's already done its thing. Suppose we could try a panic attack on the Outrider. Try and scare them off. Or one of these long swordsmen, maybe. Kind of low odds, though. You know what we'll do? We'll move Gnulsa over, because again, I really don't want Gnulsa getting obliterated here. Now what we'll do is we'll use Gnulsa's spellcasting here. We'll try for a panic attack on one of these long swordsmen just to reduce... Oh, and it didn't work. Yikes. That's not good. Alright, so now with our Nymph, we're going to have to... Yeah, our Nymph's going to be in big trouble here. Yikes. Boy, this is a battle I actually, in retrospect, I should not have attempted. I have tremendous amounts of regret right now. We'll kill the Outrider, at least that's something. And then... I mean, okay, I'm okay sacrificing the Dread Monkey if need be, even though it is gold medal. I mean, obviously, I don't want to lose the Dread Monkey if I don't have to, but... Let's see. If we run kind of over this way, maybe. Let's see. If we go like this. Okay, we're out of range of the... Okay, so only one longswordsman can attack me like that. Now, the Dread Monkey might be better to kind of head down here. I'm a little bit concerned about Gnulsa, but I think Nulsa's probably going to get attacked by the Knight. So I think our... Actually, I think our Dread Monkey might be best suited to kind of move over here. Like this. And do that. I think that's the best possible kind of setup for this battle. Again, I really regret doing this battle. I shouldn't have done this one. Yeah, so there's Gnulsa getting attacked. Of course, we really got to make sure we don't lose Gnulsa. That would be horrendous for us. So now we have to try and deal with this Knight. So now, what are our odds of getting a charm? 40%, so not good. So we're probably not going to try that. I think we're just going to have to go for the kill on the Knight. So let's see, how can we... Oh, and we can't quite hit him with the Brew Brother. That's too bad. Okay, so if we use the Big Beetle to come around and flank the Knight, that's a potential option here. Long Swordsman, we can blast for some big damage. Very nice. Now our Nymph is able to do something, but is in rough shape, so we got to watch out. And yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll step around like this with our Big Beetle. Get the flank. Big damage there. Very good. Now, what about our Assassin Strike? That would get the kill. The only problem then is we've got this Long Swordsman who could come in and, you know, if they get a lucky hit, they could actually kill Gnulsa, which I don't want. But yeah, I think this is probably my best chance. And then we can use the Dread Monkey, I believe, to get the kill here. We could even sprint around behind, which is probably what we'll do. Ugh, I don't like this, but I think we're just going to do it this way. Yep, so get the kill there. Step up with these guys, and we'll sprint around behind like this. Get the kill there. Now, my big issue is Gnulsa. I just really don't want Gnulsa being killed. I suppose the other option is I put my Apprentice up here just to guard Gnulsa a little bit, but... Because, yeah, if they come around and try to flank me... Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll put our Apprentice like this. Defense. I'm expecting them to attack Gnulsa and just hoping I don't lose her. Okay, good. Okay, that's just fine. So this worked out okay. It's just a shame that we didn't get an opportunity to try to convert one of the more powerful units. Come down and heal the monkey. And then the monkey can come on over. Now with Gnulsa here, we're going to try for a charm, I guess. Okay, well, we at least got a Long Swordsman out of the battle. Yeah, that was very, very close to being disastrous for me, but thankfully we managed to come through it okay. And we got ourselves a unit, which isn't so bad. Ooh, look at this. Reptilian Skull Trophy. This is an epic jewel item. 20% Spirit Protection, 20% Frost Protection, and Lizardmen Bond. All Lizardmen unit receive additional +5 health and +150 morale when they are together in the same stack. This effect is also applied separately between heroes and leaders. Well, that's interesting. So this must be an item added by the Wasteland Expansion mod. You know what? Even though this is going to provide me a lot of gold, this is kind of cool. If I can get some Lizardmen, that would be really, really nice. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it just because this is kind of a cool effect, and I'm going to hopefully get some Lizardmen eventually. Although that extra gold might have been enough to then bring in the undead dwelling, which is maybe too bad, but that's all right. We actually might have we have an opportunity here to get some more gold, so All is not lost. Oh, and look at this. We can grab the haste berries, which would be great. Step up here. And yeah, we still have enough. So maybe we want to drop one of these units out of the stack. I'm thinking probably the Dread Monkey, even though the Dread Monkey is very useful with the Throw Filth and the Disgusting Stench. I mean, the Nymph is great because of Seduce. The Brew Brother, really, it's just the healing that's huge there. So, you know what? I think that's what we'll do. I really hate to not have the Dread Monkey come along, but yeah, we'll grab these. We'll head over. You know what? The Dread Monkey can still join in, at least for this fight. And then we will engage this battle with Gnulsa here. Ooh, and they're going to run. You know what? We'll let them run. And there we go. Some extra gold. And step over here. And do this little gold mine battle. Unfortunately, our monkey now can't move, but we'll engage here. Oh, and again, yeah, we'll let them run as well. Oh, a warg and some gold. In this instance, I think I'm gonna... Oh, you know, the warg would be a good scout to have, actually, over here. And we're it's only a difference of... Well, it's less than 30 gold difference. So, you know what? I'll take it. And I will use the warg here as a scout and try to go underground. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, now with Gnulsa, maybe we'll head up here for this fire shrine thing up here. We can try and clear that out. Because I don't think we're strong enough to go for a dungeon at this point. So yeah, maybe we'll head kind of north this way. There we go. Alright, so that was a pretty decent outcome. And again, very close to being disastrous, but we didn't lose anybody, so not so bad there. Belfime would like to join. Yeah, we're going to ignore that one. Issel, no thank you. Himsa we're going to continue to ignore that one. We did get a level up with Gnulsa, now level 7. So we have Weapon Finesse. All units in the hero's army gain 1 melee strength. That would be nice just to improve kind of all of our units. We have Inflict Severely Poisoned, Inflict Crippling Wounds. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go with Weapon Finesse just to upgrade everybody. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's jump to the Shadow Realm and see if we can keep things rolling down here. So we have these... ooh, and look at this. A Storm Dragon. Interesting. I really like the look of the Storm Dragon. So this must be a unit added by one of the mods. I'm not sure which one. Possibly the Wasteland Expansion. But, wow. Very, very cool. So just kind of a shock variant of the dragon. I really like that. Very, very cool. All right, so now let's decide where do we want to go with our Necromancer stack here. You know what? Let's use this little guy and do a bit of scouting over here. Ooh, there's some gold there. We can go pick that up. And somebody else to make contact with. Oh, and a tomb. So this would be... Eventually, I would love to go and raid this with my Necromancer. Once he's at level 7, I think would be optimal. So let's go see. Is there anything up here to explore? Well, there is an Archon Fort. Now, the only caveat here is that if we raid this, they're going to have a wall to fight from. So let's see. Foot Soldier, and then there's 2 archers. So those archers are going to be problematic since they're behind the walls. But we have 2 gold wyverns, so I think we will be able to handle it. We'll have to be careful, though. This won't be an easy battle by any stretch. And it's saying closely matched, and I'm inclined to agree. We'll do this one manually. Yeah, I think the wall is going to be what makes this very, very challenging for us. Now, thankfully, I think Pounce can go over the wall, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Now, our Wyvern here, we can kind of send one that way, and we'll send one this way. Pony Rider, we can throw a heal on, perhaps. Like that. And then kind of send him up the gut. Let's see what they decide to do. Going after my Pony Riders, that's fine. They can tank the arrows. And that's going to leave an opening here for our Wyvern to step up. As well as our Cheetah, I believe, can pounce. Oh, no line of sight. Dang it. Okay, so we actually can't do that. Thought we could. Oh, and of course the Cheetah I don't think has wall climb. Yeah, it's an irregular unit, so it can't get over the wall. Dang, I kind of forgot about that. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to make do then with what we've kind of got here. So you know what? We'll send one Wyvern over here like this, I guess. We can send our Pony Rider in as a bit of a sacrifice. Perhaps. Cheetah's going to keep moving around. This Wyvern could step in and attack the archers here. But I think we'll park them here in defense. And then we will keep our Pony Rider there to kind of maybe try and draw some of the attack. And Nero can kind of follow up behind. And again, if the Pony Rider goes down, that's okay. We can revive it. Ouch. Okay, there's what I was kind of worried about. Is the cavalry stepping in. So I think what we'll do with Nero is we will step up, try to turn the cavalry around if we can. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, and we're not really all that strong with the Wyverns, so we're going to just hop in defense, even though we could do the flank. Over here, though, we can attack the archers, so let's do that. Excellent, okay. And it would be great to pounce up there, but we just can't do it, so we'll move over and attack the gate. And then with our Pony Rider, we'll do the same. Again, I'd really like to not lose the Wyvern, but it might come to that. Thankfully, they can't really dish out much to us because of our fire and spirit protection, but kind of the same story backwards, so. Alright, let's see what happens here. Okay, going after my Pony Riders. Oh, dang, so that means I'm going to have to choose which one I want to bring back. So obviously I want to bring the Pony Rider back. I don't want to... So we will lose the Cheetah, which is a shame. Okay, the Wyvern, I think I'd like to actually move over and attack the Paladin here. There we go. Meanwhile, the Wyvern... Ooh, this is a little bit tricky because we are kind of beat up. You have to be somewhat careful here. You know what? We'll leave the Wyvern where he is. We'll retreat back with Nero. Do some damage here. Okay. And then we're going to see what they decide to do here. Okay. Oof, thankfully we survived. Alright, so our Wyvern is going to need to get the heck out of there or else he's going to die. We can do a flank shot here, but I think we're probably going to lose. Oh, again, this is one of those battles that I kind of regret doing in retrospect. Sometimes I get a little bloodlust, you know. I start getting on a roll with battles, and I think, oh, things are going great, that's good, and then I overcommit. Okay, if I do this, one of my Wyverns is pretty much guaranteed going to die. But I don't really think there's any other way. Yeah, there's that. And then, I suppose with Nero, we could step over and see maybe we can get the kill. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, and then with this one, we can just run away. Yeah, they might be able to get the kill, but we'll have to see. I think they'll probably kill the Wyvern, but... Oh, and he survived. That's perfect. Okay. Oh, geez, though. The only problem is we can't... Yeah, now we can't kill him. Ugh. Well, we're going to have to get lucky, so we'll bring our Pony Rider back, because we don't want to lose him. And this one is too far away. I should have kept it closer, because now we're going to have to get a lucky roll. We're going to have to get a high roll, or we're dead. So we need to get a minimum of 10 damage, and our maximum that we can do is 11. Oh, come on, good roll. Oh, dang. Okay, we lost our wyvern. That's a shame. Boy, I definitely, I overcommitted on this one, that's for sure. Mistakes were made. Yeah, I lost 2 units there. That was very costly and very, very, well, it was very stupid of me. Let's just say that. Okay, Touch of Faith. That's probably not so good for my Necromancer, but it would be good for some of my other units to have this jewel item. And again, option for more gold here, but this is a pretty decent jewel item, so I'm going to take it. Now, the jewel item, Touch of Faith, I think I'll send that over to either Beniefs or to Gnulsa. Let's take a look at our heroes and see which one has better. So, Beniefs currently just has the morale book here. Gnulsa, of course, has the reptilian skull. Volinara has nothing. So, yeah, this might be a good one maybe for... You know, this might be a good one for Gnulsa, actually. She doesn't really have much to, like, buff her units. So, I think we'll send this one to Gnulsa. See if there's any other traits with it. So, you just get resistance, yeah. Yeah, let's give this one to Gnulsa. Plus, it gets there in a single turn. And we'll send these boots to Nero. At least that way we have a little bit of defense. Oh, that pains me, though, that I was so stupid and I lost those units. All right, well, hey, at least we got a level up for Nero. We're going to save our level up because we want to, at level 5, we want to get Control Undead and I think it's called Bane of the Good or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but we want to get that upgrade as well. Well, we're going to have to use our little cadaver now. We're going to need him. All right, so, and thankfully we started sending this Brew Brother down, so we're going to need him since we've lost some units in that stack. Boy, that was a bit rough. And again, that was just poor decision-making on my part. Now, which city do we want to throw Iron Grip on? Are there anywhere maybe the production is kind of right at the cusp of flipping over to something, maybe? Pamphlet, What about our human city? Ooh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's throw it on there. Oh, and you know what? I think it was already as happy as it could be, so it doesn't really benefit. Yeah, that was a bit of a waste. Oh, well. We'll throw it on another city. So, now we have lots of gold, so let's figure out where was Beb Jun wanted to join us. I think that was one of our goblin ones underground. Yeah, right here. So, they could become a vassal, or we could bring the Archons in, actually, which wouldn't maybe be so bad. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We'll bring them in. And then, so yeah, they're going to be willing to join us eventually. This would be great to pair with my Necromancer, actually. Well, both my Necromancers. And we could use our... let's see. We have our Spiritual Freedom. Now, the only thing is, I don't know if this works on dwellings. That's the only question. Because if it doesn't, then I won't be able to benefit from it. The point being, the Archon Revenants I'm going to be producing here are going to be dedicated to evil, which won't work because I'm dedicated to good. However, if I can throw that spell on the dwelling, they'll become dedicated to good, and it should cancel out the dedicated to evil part, kind of override it, I think. So that would be ideal. The only problem is that I don't know if I can use that spell on a dwelling. I have a sneaking suspicion that I can't, but I guess we'll have to see. At the very least, it doesn't hurt me to have them as a vassal, so. Edinburgh's produced an observatory, so that now expands. Yeah, so you can see here that expands our zone of control, and we've actually got part of the glades now in our... it's now in our domain, so we have the extra casting points, which is fantastic. Big boost there. This little guy, we want to get him over here. So we've finished produce bard, so now we have to pick a research choice. We have to also do some production for Hamplet. Before we do that, though, let's see. We might be able to drum up a little bit of extra resources here. So let's do this. Okay, so this is a Naga, it looks like. Okay, they want to give us a proposal. Open borders and a peace treaty, absolutely. Happy to accept. And you know what? We can take one of our more mobile units here. Grab those, the extra population. Gave a boost for Edinburgh there, so now it'll grow in 9 turns. Alright, so now let's clear out this spawning structure here. And you know what? These Grimbeak Crows would probably be better as a scout. But I might kind of need them in this battle, so I'm going to do the battle and then I'll send them off as scouts. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. Yeah, losing those units with that Necromancer, that was just painful. Oh. Again, you know, that was just a classic example of just kind of me getting overconfident. You know, underestimating how much of a problem the wall was going to be for me. Thankfully, you know, we didn't, like, lose the hero or lose the most important units or anything like that. We did lose one of our wyverns, which is too bad, but we'll be able to recover. It's just frustrating when, you know, I basically make a blunder like that. And yeah, our priest we're going to leave back because obviously in rough shape. Okay, so let's... you know what, let's do this. There we go. Lost Souls kind of taken care of. We'll put our Eagle Rider back like this and do some nice big flank hits there. That's excellent. And then we can get a kill like this. And then maybe... Ooh, not quite. Thought maybe the Crow could make it over and get the finish, but no such luck. Perfect. So that takes care of that structure. Pyromancer's Tinderbox. Immolating Touch, yeah, we're gonna just sell this one. The nice thing, if you do immolate a unit, they do have lower resistance, which can make them more susceptible then to conversion attempts, but I think we're just gonna sell this one for the gold, because we do really need gold. So we'll group back up, and then we're gonna send off our Grimbeak Crow to do a little bit of scouting over in this direction. Ooh, and look at that. We've got some haste berries we can grab as well. Meanwhile, with this stack, I think we'll probably just turn around and head back this way. Maybe we will go underground. We can meet up with this little guy and then head underground or something like that. All right, so let's pick our research. We're at Produce Assassin now. And then after that, we'll be able to get Succubi, which will be really, really helpful. I think that's probably going to be... You have scout training here. Trail running. You know what? Yeah, we're... Actually, you know what? Advanced Seafaring would be kind of useful because we've been having our units embarking and it's been kind of problematic. So I think we'll do that, actually. Let's get that out of the way. I believe that was a suggestion a couple episodes back, was that I'd probably want to get that in the near future. So I think the time is now. It's going to just help us as we're moving around on the water. Hamplet, I think we will do... Let's see. So if we do merchandise, I have an extra 13 gold coming in. Where the... Yeah, we can try and increase our population a little bit more. Grow the city a bit faster. Let's do that. Build some housing. Over to Umboku. Let's think about maybe producing something here. We could get closer to trying to get a palace here. That wouldn't be so terrible. So maybe a temple or a public bath. I think we'll go with a temple. Lilac, on the other hand... Let's see. We do have this Wizard Tower Ruins. Eventually, we could try clearing it. Arcane Catalyst. Units summoned within this city's domain gain an additional rank and are supercharged. You know, this would be really powerful once we have the Shadow Stalkers, because those are summoned units. So, yikes, that would be kind of nice. Let's see, what do we want to do? Do we want to save some money or do we want to produce something? Wouldn't be so terrible to continue expanding the radius of the city, getting the inn in there. But I think for now we're kind of okay with it as it is. So we could produce a unit or two to add in with our hero. You know what? Let's make another Brew Brother. We can add the Brew Brother in with Volinara. Maybe add in one more unit as well. Like a melee unit or something. Now, Edinburgh, on the other hand, we do probably want to keep developing so we can kind of make use of it at some point here. Let's just kind of remind ourselves what our options are. So we've got a trading post, got a shrine to the Guardian Angel. Of course, we've got the Heart of the Glades. And then we've got this Lost City, which eventually we could try and clear and maybe get this Temple of the Eternal Serpent and produce Feathered Serpents. Although, you know, again, that's quite an investment to kind of get to that point, but still. So for humans, you know, it might be nice to have the temple, and then we could make priests to have more healing. So, you know what, let's do that. Oh, and I almost forgot, this little guy over here is off by himself. So we'll try and bring him back. He can join up with somebody here. We'll head over there. So with him, I'd like to eventually meet up with this stack. He can join in with Beneaths, and then maybe they can head underground or something like that. All right, let's do our scouting here. A little bit more exploring. So, ooh, there's some spiders there. Got to watch out for that. Okay, now our Necromancer hero. And I think we're probably just going to keep the Necromancer hero where she is right now. And then that's going to do it for our turn. So we will... Actually, I was going to say we could probably just end the episode here, but let's flip the turn over, and then when we start next time, we'll be right at the beginning of our turn. Maybe if there's one or two little things to take care of when we flip the turn over, we could do that. So Larissa's moving her settler over, it looks like. And, ooh, look at this, human rogue. Adramelech, the Hellish King. It's got demonic sacrifice, yikes. Interesting hero. Boy, yeah, our gold is really our limiting factor at the moment. And of course, in the near future, in my throne, I want to build produce a builder, so I can start taking advantage of some of these extra structures here. Particularly down here, I think this would be a good spot, just like Marcus had pointed out. Now, the other question is, where do we throw Iron Grip? So we don't want to make that same mistake where the city's already maxed out happiness and it doesn't end up really doing anything. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it's already cheerful. Yeah, here, Hamlet would probably be the most beneficial, just simply because it's not cheerful yet. Oh, actually, Umboku would benefit, because Umboku is very happy. We could get it to cheerful. We are definitely going to start needing to... We're going to need to in the near future here, have access to more powerful units, because obviously we need to start rolling out a real army to kind of start, pursuing our opponents, because obviously the longer we wait to kind of engage them, the more they're going to get to build up, and we're going to have to, fight kind of the snowball effect. So it would be, I think, very beneficial for us to start really trying to get these powerful units early if we can. Again, once we're done advanced seafaring, it might be beneficial to just push for Shadow Stalkers, but we'll have to decide on that. Or at least get the Succubus going, then we can start producing Succubi. And with their mobility, since they're a flying unit, they can we can produce them in our throne or in any other cities and kind of send them wherever we need them, which would be really, really good. And since we have spiritual freedom as an option as well, we can start throwing that on any cities that are producing them, and they'll get a buff from that, which is great. Okay, here we go. Some alliance proposals. Produced a Brew Brother. So let's check out the items that arrived first. So again, the boots for Nero. And then we also had a jewel item here, which is for Gnulsa. So Gnulsa now has Touch of Faith, which is fantastic. Okay. Join offers here from Squirrel, Beltheme, and Issel. But I'm more interested in the alliance proposals. So, Imdar's Deep and Bebjun have both expressed interest in joining us, but I don't think we quite have enough gold for that at the moment. Now, before I forget, let's throw on our Iron Grip on our Throne City here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're in cheerful mode. So that's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, so Lilacs produced the Brew Brother, who we are going to send to join with our Necromancer. Meanwhile, this little guy is going to continue to head down to try to join Nero in the Shadow Realm. And then Gnulsa's stack here, we're going to have to keep on moving and try for some additional battling. Try to recruit some more units and build up a bit more of an army. I suppose our Warg here could go check out what's underground. I don't think we've been down there at all. No. So let's at least see kind of what's in the immediate area. The Necromantic Circle, we'll have to watch out for that. Remember, we do have control undead with Gnulsa, so we might be able to try out seeing if we could recruit one of these reanimators. That would be really nice. We've got some mana crystals there. I kind of want to see what's up this way. Ooh, another spawning structure. This one is an Eldritch Pit. We'll have to make sure we deal with that. Kind of surprised at the lack of cities around here. So I think if I produce a settler, this is where I'm going to send the settler. I mean, even right on the coast here wouldn't be so bad. You could plop a city down right in here. You're going to have access to gold mine, great farm, trading post, dungeon, shrine to the Scarlet Destroyer, not to mention some flowers of solace to make the city happier. And depending on where you put it, you could even get access to some of these aquatic structures. Yeah, I think this is a prime spot for a city. So I'm going to eventually have a settler and put it down here. And I want to get that going fairly soon because obviously cities take a while to develop. So again, I don't think we quite have enough gold here, so we're going to have to try and do some battling. Maybe I'll do a battle here before I end it. I don't want to end it just yet. The episode, I mean. Ugh. I could go and repeat my same mistake and try raiding this, and I really don't think that's a good idea. But here we go. We can grab this gold at least. So now... Ooh, okay, we've got another dwelling. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really want to pay them, so we will just... Maybe that's a situation where I shouldn't have made contact, but oh well. So what I'll do now, I have the gold. Let's check out Imdar's Deep. So they want 360, and we are 5 gold short. Whereas Bebjin wants 312. So I think we'll accept theirs since we have the money. Let's do that. So there we go. Expanding our vassals underground, which is great. You know what? While we're down here, let's do a little bit of scouting, and then I think we'll call it an episode. Ooh, and there's some treasury. Let's go grab that. Okay. Yeah, that's going to do it for this one, so we'll zoom out quick. And we are going to call this one episode 6. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.